Setting up experiments with atSpiro ShakeReactor is straightforward. The set of instructions specifying how a single device behaves during an experiment is called a recipe. It allows defining experiment duration, pump modes, and pre-programmed functions like pH control, feed profiles, or induction points. An experiment is then the actual execution of a particular recipe on a specific ShakeReactor. This allows running multiple unique experiments with either the same or different recipes each. Creating a recipe in the ShakeReactor software can be done in a few steps. First, specify the experiment duration. Let's say we want it to be 6 days and 14 hours. Next, select mode for each of the 3 liquid pumps based on the liquid that you filled in the corresponding container. Base and acid mode for two-sided pH control, 3 feed modes with individual feed profiles, and induction mode for precise dosing. There is also a disabled mode if you are not planning to use the pump at all, and manual mode for ad hoc dispensing during the experiment. The auto prime functionality automatically primes the pump. This is especially useful if the containers are not filled all the way to the top, and it is recommended to keep it always on. If multiple pumps share the same mode, the device treats them as one. For example, if pump 1 and pump 2 are set to feed 1, pump 1 will be used first, and after the container is empty, it will seamlessly transition to pump 2. This makes it possible to use a larger volume of the same liquid. On the right side, there are 3 sections used for the pH control, feed, and induction scheduling. All of them can be used either by selecting the specified point in the chart and clicking Add, or directly inserting the values to the table where they all can be edited. To delete an entry, select the corresponding row and press the Delete key. For pH control, set pump mode to base and acid. If only one of them is selected, the pH control will be one-sided. The control is defined by a pH set point with a plus-minus tolerance span, which the device will maintain in the corresponding time interval. In this case, the pH control will begin after 1 hour from the experiment start time, and the pH will be kept between 6.2 and 6.4. This will continue for 11 hours, and exactly 12 hours in the experiment, the target pH range will change to 5.65 to 5.95. To schedule feed profiles, select one of the feed modes on the pump. You can have 3 independent feed profiles running at the same time. The feed rate is specified in milliliters per hour and is active within the time interval bounded by the start times. The induction defines discrete points in time where a specified volume in milliliters is dispensed at once. The recipe must be then saved to the database before it can be used in an experiment. This makes it also possible to simply load it next time. To create an experiment, load the required recipe from the database. In this case, it is already loaded in the scheduler. Next, switch to the Experiments tab, select one or more devices while holding the Control key, and click the Create Experiment button. Here, each experiment can be named. This creates the experiments persistently, and they will appear here even if the application is reopened. All the unstarted experiments, marked with the Waiting to Start status, also appear in the Pending Experiments window. It is still possible to delete and recreate them if needed by selecting the ones you want to remove and clicking Discard Experiments. Otherwise, to proceed, select the experiments you want to start and click Program Devices. This will load the experiment schedule to the ShakeReactors, so make sure they are powered on. After the programming is finished, we can click Start Experiment. This also changes the experiment status to running. At this point, you can access our online platform and monitor the real-time measurements such as pH, dissolved oxygen, ambient temperature and humidity, pump dispensings, and more. If you are interested in knowing more or testing the system in your own lab, write us on info@atSpiro.com. Thank you for watching.